Welcome everyone to another episode of the HHW Show podcast. All of Raw, Smackdown, and Premium Live events when we deep dive into all the chaos, drama, and jaw-dropping moments as we get set really for the road, not only for the Royal Rumble, but this weekend, Saturday night's main event. I'm with Hector V and Frankie. Yeah. You're back, my friend. You're back.
2 weeks
My
in a
brother
row.
is
2
back.
weeks in a row. He's on a streak.
What?
He was AWOL last week.
No, he wasn't.
No, it wasn't. The week before I was AWOL.
You see, you gone so much I can't keep track. But anyways,
Hey, but I've kept track 2 weeks in a row.
word. That's
Frankie
right.
2-time.
Frankie 2-time. That's your new name now.
Frankie 2 times.
He got 2-time and that's it. I'm done.
Oh my God.
Anyways, we're just gonna leave those comments for later. Let's not get there.
Yeah, let's not start right now.
Move to Virginia.
Let's go ahead and write out this gate here with all that BS y'all talking about over there, and let's check out on Monday Night Raw where we saw Nia Jax not only ambush Rhea Ripley before the show started, but it kind of set the stage for a lot of tensions that was going to brew that night. I mean, let me ask y'all this, man. Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley, what's going on here? Like, how does this come into play when, I mean, is Nia Jax now on Raw? I mean, what's going on here?
Nia Jax is now on Raw. That's
I noticed she was on
no,
Raw.
actually, no, she's not. I don't think she's on Raw because Bailey was sent to Raw. No, Bailey was sent to SmackDown.
Bailey's officially on Raw, right? But then Nia Jax come out of nowhere, and I don't know, man. Like, what's going on? Why is it so important for her to attack Rhea Ripley?
She wants some type of title. She feels like she's entitled to do so because she's a former champ. I don't know.
Why not go after Tiffy time?
I think it's time for Tiffy to move on from that. I think there's going to be more because to me, Bailey and Nia Jax, that story right there has been going on for quite some time right now between them.
And I think that story is going to squash itself real quick because not only that they have beef, and Nia Jax did defeat Bailey. That's why I say that has to be over, right?
Yeah.
But Roxanne Perez twice has been in the audience to spy on Bailey and to talk smack. And you see how the security had to take her out the picture, right? Mm-hmm. I can see things brewing on that angle, okay? And I think it's a level up for Nia Jax. I really had thought that Bailey was going to win, but it seems like Bailey's going to go in a different direction. And even though she put herself for the Royal Rumble, she's not winning the Royal Rumble.
Not the way things panned out, right?
Not.
Yeah.
No. It doesn't look. She doesn't look credible, nor does she look strong enough to compete in the Royal Rumble the way she's going. She's been losing a lot of matches. How can she overcome that? Now she has a distraction, and is the new upcoming superstar as Roxanne Perez is now officially on WWE main roster and not in NXT. So she already closed that chapter in NXT, and now she's on the main roster, and I'm looking forward for her to see if she could step up her game like Tiffy Time did.
Or even
Tiffy Time had help. A lot of help with Nia Jax, and also she won the freaking Money in the Bank case. So, she had a lot of help to
yeah, around. But the way she came out, a lot of superstars have already spoke highly of Tiffany Stratton. Charlotte Flair was one of them. All right, Becky Lynch. They were like, yo, you need to check this girl out because she's the next rising star. It will lift the women's division higher when those ladies are gone. Okay. And they lived up to it. And you needed someone like Nia Jax to bully her around. So not only that, remember, she started as a heel. She's now the baby face of the company. And yeah, she's still doing toodles and all that good stuff. But this is her journey. It's sadly to say that she is a baby face. I'd rather have her as a heel. I enjoyed it more as a heel. But yeah, and I got a feeling, and I hate this, and I'm hating it, but Charlotte Flair is the one that she's gonna match up with. I really do think so.
Well, you know what? The other day when I was watching the wrestling shows and stuff, when you seeing all the women that are coming up, to me it feels like the next coming of round of women,
Hmm.
just like the four horse women that first came out. You have like another batch now coming out like that.
Right,
That I
and
have
I think
thought of.
this is a bigger batch.
Yes, it is. It's a
And
much bigger
I think what
batch.
what they're doing is filling up the roster to where, and I kind of like Triple H's method because he did this in NXT, and that's why they become so popular. Is that, for example, you will see John Cena and CM Punk on this upcoming Monday Night Raw, right? The following week, you don't even get to see them. They might do promos, but you don't see them. Now you got another set of superstars.
Yeah.
They're wrestling, and it's not overdoing it like the Vince McMahon era where you saw the same matches every single week. You're
Right.
like, come on, bro. Mid cards, all same match again, right? We're
Hmm.
seeing fresh matches. The storylines are increasing. Everyone's allowed to say what they need to say to elevate their status. I'm loving it.
Okay, straight to the point and be done with it. That's it.
Mhm. Now, you mentioned the women's division, how they're stacking up. Right now, we have Nia Jax and Bailey, the only two superstars officially in the Royal Rumble. Now, let's check this out. If Nia Jax, now that she's in, I think Candice LeRae is going to be in it to try to help her out.
Hmm.
Maybe backstab her. I don't know. Then you got Roxanne Perez. So I'm already naming four. All right. But who else could be in it? Chelsea Green,
Meacham.
Meacham, right? And then you have
Damn, that's
Piper
what's her name.
Niven.
There you go. I was gonna
Okay.
call her Dewdrop, but I know that was her name.
Oh yeah, she be deer dropping people. All right.
Yep.
Shit, I don't want to be on laying on the canvas and her do that leg drop on me. I'm done. but but then there's rumors that Alexa Bliss might make an appearance for the Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. We saw a video. I saw that video clip of her. You know, she's trying to look like a model.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but yeah, that's another story.
Don't.
Nah, there's none back then.
Puppies.
I'm just telling you that right now. But I mean, right now it's developing. You know, Bianca Belair will be in it. You know, they got to put all the tag
Could
teams
Jay
in there.
Cargill be coming back?
And that's another interesting part there that you mentioned that because Jade Cargill, imagine, and here's my thing. Now we're moving on to even deeper things here in the women's division. This is a storyline that hasn't been emphasized yet on
Mhm.
SmackDown, and that's why I was trying to save it. But since we're talking about it, might as well right now. Bianca Belair was questioning Naomi. You
Yes.
don't think I did it, right? You know, I'm like, and then Bailey went to Raw, so it's like that's done and over with. Bailey's out of the picture. Those finger pointing at Bianca Belair. She's
Have
the
I not
primary
said that?
suspect.
I done
Yeah,
told you that. I
yeah.
done told you that.
But I thought it was by committee.
Mm.
You know, like why would Bailey help Bianca Belair out? Did Bailey know something that nobody knows? Did she suspect something? But that story never finished. And then it's like, all right, we're gonna take you out of here, leave that shit open, and then boom. And yeah, I think jealousy is gonna be a bigger part in this because now that she's defending the titles with Naomi,
Mhm.
that there's gonna be some jealousy. And I'm just curious which direction to go with. How's Naomi gonna fit into the picture?
We'll
Right?
see. I mean, if
People
she,
were saying that Charlotte Flair might have done it, but I was like, Charlotte Flair's not that type of person to sneak attack people.
no, she'll do it in
No.
front of you.
No, she'll be right in your face. You know, she never did that to Asuka when she was undefeated and broke their streak, right?
Hmm.
I just don't see that that's that type of character that she that is portrayed to be. But Bianca Belair, could she pull a Hulk Hogan?
If Cargill is in this Royal Rumble, we'll see we'll see who it really was after she goes. She gets in there and goes straight for a certain person.
The only person that knows the truth is Jade Cargill.
That's what I'm saying. So if she was to
Right.
enter the Royal Rumble and go straight after Bianca or Naomi, then we know who the culprit is.
If you see Jade Cargill with scissors, you already know she's after Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut them tails off.
For
Yeah.
real. There's
For
some
real.
Can you
long
imagine
tails.
that one?
There's some long tails.
Oh boy. Yes.
When
Yes,
she
indeed.
whips, I'm sure that hurts.
All right. Moving on to Monday Night Raw, where let's discuss about the tensions between how Jey Uso's opening show. Strong message for Gunther ahead of their match for this Saturday night's main event. Do you think Jey Uso can defeat Gunther and become the world heavyweight champion?
I'm saying yes.
No.
Hector got that look now.
No.
Why?
He's not ready to become heavyweight champion material.
What?
He's not. There's too many heavy hitters. There's too many main stars on the Raw roster for Jey Uso to overshadow every single one of them as the world heavyweight champion. You need somebody who can carry that title with prestige. And right now, with everybody feuding with each other, Gunther is that one to hold that title and hold it with prestige at this point. While everybody fights to get to the top, to get to him, it's not Jey Uso. You're not gonna fight to get to the top to Jey Uso. Jey Uso to me is just the name of the main event, but that's all he is. He's only good to get to the main event, and he's like the Buffalo Bills of the WWE. He just gets there and just falters. That's it. I'm sorry.
I read an article about that, about how Jay. Let's put it this way: no one was a big fan of Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso in WrestleMania. That match was dead. It was, the hype wasn't there. The electricity wasn't there. It was just done. But why not win and lose right away?
What?
That's what I don't understand.
That's what
Why?
happened to him with the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, but that's not, to me. That's not doing him right by doing that, making him a champion and lose it right away like that.
Well, many champions done that before.
A lot.
There's been champions that won the belt. Look at Rey Mysterio. He never lasted long as the world heavyweight champion.
Yeah, but Rey
As a matter
Mysterio,
of fact, the last time he won the title, that same day, he had a match with John Cena and lost. That's some crazy shit right there.
but Rey Mysterio was more heavyweight
Listen,
champion material than
Remember
Jey
this.
Uso.
We just went through a time where the championship belts weren't defended and they stayed where they were with the same champions. I could tell you that I got tired of the belt not changing hands. I like seeing those fights. I like seeing the belt change hands. I think that it's time for Jey Uso to win the belt, and let's say he lasts 20 days and then he loses it. Okay, fine. Hey, you got it.
Which has happened before.
Right.
But
I
then
He
think
could
that the
win
title
and
is
lose
gonna
at the
change.
Royal Rumble.
Then why? Then that shows that title to me on Raw is null and void versus what Cody Rhodes is doing with that title on SmackDown. He's not even defending it. I think he should drop that title before Gunther drops his title.
But
I
he
mean-
is defending his title at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but I think he should drop his title before Gunther does, because that title on Raw has changed hands multiple times since Cody Rhodes been champion on SmackDown.
But Cody Rhodes right now is the face of the company.
Oh please, he's not the face of the company.
Who
He
is?
was recognized by The Rock.
Okay,
Then who is?
he just broke kayfabe for that reason. That's all.
And he is the number one selling merchandise amongst all superstars.
Okay, so we're
He's
gonna
the face.
compare him to the Dallas Cowboys here. He ain't doing nothing with that title. He ain't doing nothing. His storylines are boring. He's boring. That title around his waist is boring. Roman Reigns to me has done more since he's come back than what Cody has done in a year with that title. It's just that they have nobody on SmackDown to give him to take that title away from him, but they need to put somebody on there because they put all the superstars on Raw.
Talking
Why?
about Roman Reigns.
And on
He
top
be
of that,
showing up on Netflix this Monday night for acknowledgement, and he's
And
gonna
then
have the acknowledgement party.
I mean, then on top of that, you got no superstars on SmackDown, but you got a 3-hour show. Dude, I feel like I'm watching Gilligan's Island over here.
Mm.
It's boring.
That
So
3 hours
Friday
of
night.
boredom.
Hector, so please tell me, how do you really feel?
I feel that Raw is the better brand, so Gunther shouldn't need to hold that title longer than just dropping it from superstar to superstar to superstar. To me, he's a better champion right now than Cody Rhodes. Even though Cody Rhodes beat him one-on-one, but to me, Cody Rhodes is boring. He is boring.
So Cody
He needs-
Rhodes, it's to make a comparison for just saying that in right now, compared to the 80s, Cody Rhodes is like Hulk Hogan, while the Intercontinental Championship back in the 80s is the World Heavyweight Championship of now.
It seems like it. It really seems like it.
Mm.
But if Roman is going to be that face on Raw because of Netflix, then he should be the one to take it from Gunther. Okay.
Well, hold on a minute. Watch this. Why not have Jay take it from Gunther, and that's gonna set up a match between Roman and Jay.
Yeah, I don't want to see that again.
No,
Again, I don't want to see that again.
no. All right, that right there, you just said it. Now, no.
Who knows? Hey, I'm. Who knows what's gonna happen?
I
but
think maybe I would rather see Roman Reigns versus Gunther, and maybe I will pick Roman Reigns to win. But then again, Roman Reigns said that once he wins, he's going after Cody Rhodes. I don't want that.
again.
But then you're going to swap the titles then?
No,
Probably.
you're just gonna make him one again.
Oh, no, we don't need that.
A higher belt is what Cody Rhodes have around his weight.
I get
his
it.
waist.
So you just swap the titles on brands.
It can happen. It's been
And
done
It's
before.
happened before.
Then you draft Gunther with that title over there after the fact.
To SmackDown, which that might happen.
With
Well,
the
there's
title.
a draft coming up, though, right?
Say again.
That there is a draft coming up again soon.
No, they call it like the college
The
football.
transfer portal. That's
The
right.
transfer portal. Yeah. The window is open. Yeah, every week is open,
Every week.
man. Yeah. Yeah. Stupid. But anyways, let's move on to something else because Rey Mysterio was in action against Kofi Kingston and JBL joined in as commentary. And the New Day gave us a darker side, which they made them stop playing their music. So I expect there's a new theme music for the New Day coming up. And the New Day, they're not having any more fun. They're having no more games. They're just doing whatever it is they're doing. But it seems like now their feud with the New Day is going to be with the LWO. So, but we're going to talk about the New Day later on. But we'll
Gotta
continue
wait.
saying
That's
that New Day
right.
suck, right? The tag team confrontations, Raw wasn't about just single competition. We saw the tag team division heating up with Dominic Mysterio volunteering to help JD McDonough take on the War Raiders. I think that match will happen next week. And then you have the Creed brothers making their intentions of wanting the gold. So they're seeking for a tag team matchup. Mysterio jumping in because Finn Balor's not around. Things are going crazy for the Judgment Day. And no matter what happens with them or the Creed brothers, I don't see the War Raiders anytime losing those championship belts.
No.
No.
They're holding those titles for a while. I just want to see the New Day. I mean, the Judgment Day already deployed already. Just they already
Get
cracked
rid of it.
They already cracked at the seams. Might as well just crumble the whole thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've been dying to see him. I'm tired of seeing him. Yes, I agree. We know that.
So you're tired of them. I'm tired of Cody. Who are you tired of, Ovi?
To be honest with you, I'm not happy with Karrion Kross. I'm not happy. I'm not happy to the guy that I've met here in Northeast Wrestling who established his character as this mean dude. And then he's like almost like a philosopher, like a minister or some shit. I miss the aggressiveness of NXT Karrion Kross. The TikTok. Here it is, and there's a statement. Now it's more of a stare down. And we're gonna talk about him. Matter of fact, let's put up that picture because we talked about it before the show. Me and Frank thought that it was Drew McIntyre, but with your one eye power there, Hector, you zoomed in, okay, and I guess you high mag using the army vocabulary words. In the background, you see Karen Cross staring at Seth freaking Rollins after Rollins was speaking to Sami Zayn. I guess the new chapter has begun.
Yep, and Seth freaking Rollins doesn't know it yet. So that just kind of leaves you wondering, is this going to end between him and Punk if Karrion Kross intervenes?
Now, Royal Rumble, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But what if Karrion Kross is involved in this Royal Rumble and he takes out Seth Rollins before he gets his hands on CM Punk?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean now that CM Punk is going to be the favorite to win this?
Yeah, he would.
I think so.
Oh my God. This is some heavy shit. I think this is the heaviest of the heaviest that I've seen for the Royal Rumble. Now, if you try to piece these things together, I'm trying to say, okay, he got beef with him got with him got with him, and the only person that got no beef with nobody right now is Roman Reigns.
John Cena.
Except Drew McIntyre is trying to chase him, right? And he's gonna be unsuccessful because he's been unsuccessful for all his matches. So he's obsolete.
It could be CM Punk the last two, the way things seems to be brewing up right now.
CM Punk and
John
then
you
Cena
add on to the favor. What is the favor for Paul Heyman owes to CM Punk?
He's gonna throw out John Cena with the help of Roman Reigns. There's the favor.
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
I don't think so. I do not think so, my friend.
And that could go many ways from there.
Nah, they don't even. There's no logic
John
to
Cena
that
throws out
story.
CM Punk.
There's no logic. I mean, look, CM Punk made a lot of promises. What he gonna do? He's naming all the superstars he's gonna throw out. So it tells me he's gonna be somewhere in the middle. He might be number 16.
Unless it's favored to guarantee him a title shot if Roman Reigns ever grabs that title.
It's going to guarantee to put him in the main event in WrestleMania because that has always been his goal. If he needs a favor, CM Punk cannot win the Royal Rumble. Then he's forced to go to an elimination chamber. Or what is set up that he main event one of the nights because it's a 2-night event. Is he going to be that picky to get like the last one?
Yeah, it could be.
Could we see CM Punk versus Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes for the world title?
I hope not.
No, I don't. I really don't want to see that.
Because that's what we saw last year.
No, we didn't see a triple threat match last year.
Well, no, I'm sorry, not triple threat match, but you still had Cody and Roman.
I don't want Cody and Roman to go at it for a third year in a row.
I don't either.
That'll be my bad.
I didn't see it with The Rock and John Cena. I don't want to see it. We never saw it with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
Nope.
I don't want to see it.
Nope.
And that went back-to-back years. So we already saw back-to-back years, right? I don't think so. I
think the only difference is that the Undertaker won both those matches, and here we got a tie. I think that's the only difference.
So why not push it for a SummerSlam event?
I can agree with that. Yeah, any other premium live event except WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Just to end it off for once and for all.
But I think the major factor is this, and I know we talked about it briefly, but Drew McIntyre is the equation in all this because he finds himself in almost in every storyline like Cody Rhodes.
He's a hog.
Drew McIntyre is talking to Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre is still hitting on CM Punk, right? Drew McIntyre is wanting to attack every member of the bloodline. He just haven't had his hands on Roman Reigns, right? And we saw this match between Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, and Drew's frustration boiled over for another loss. just like how he lost to Jey Uso. So, and then in adding everything else, Sami Zayn in the picture, and when Sami Zayn was about to kick Drew McIntyre for losing, and he was assaulting her, then he ends up kicking Seth freaking Rollins. So
Sammy needs to control himself. He be kicking a lot of
he
folks.
be
The
having
wrong folks.
that attitude like Kevin Owens,
Yeah,
which
he be
was
kicking
another
wrong
one that
folks.
stood up on Raw talking to Sami Zayn. And then Kevin Owens, delusional. I'm the champion. I'm surprised he didn't want to have a match with Sami Zayn. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre's a storyline hog. He wants to be in everybody's business. It's going to come back to bite him when everybody throws him over the top. Everybody he got beef with is going to gang up and throw him over the top.
Who, Drew McIntyre?
Mm-hmm.
That he ain't making the Final Four this year.
No, everybody who he got beef with is going to team up and chunk him out, or they hit their finishing move on him and throw him out.
I think that he's going to go in and go right out.
Nah. We need him to like
get
play
everybody
around
on
a little bit. He's gonna play a little bit.
He can play more.
Let him play. Let him play.
Let him play more of the mid carders.
All right. Here's my question for you before we move on to SmackDown and everything else. Logan Paul is the one. Logan Paul on Raw. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna make what I see. You say true or false. Logan Paul on the debut kept doing this, pointing at his watch. My timing. Right? You say he's active. He's a full-time superstar. Right? He had a promo saying that he's the GOAT. There's these little things that he's doing that has me thinking we are might going to see Logan Paul versus John Cena.
I think he's making us believe it.
I don't think it's going to happen.
True or false?
False.
Yeah, I think it's false. He's making us want to believe that he's going to face John Cena.
The fans, and again, these are the things that I love to read, to reflection of the fans when on Twitter and stuff like that. A lot don't want to see John Cena versus Logan Paul.
No.
But how do you get more hatred to the guy that people hate the most to make this match happen? I think I believe that the match is going to happen. I don't want to. Believe me, I don't want it. But I think it's going to happen. That is a great question because WrestleMania is going to be a special moment for John Cena.
Right.
If he wins the Royal Rumble, Logan Paul's out of the question. But if he doesn't, then it's more likely that could possibly happen. A lot more has to happen, right? Because we still got the Elimination Chamber.
Well, I was going to say, if Logan Paul was to enter the Royal Rumble and throw John Cena out, then now it raises the question of them two going at it. Maybe in the Elimination Chamber.
But John Cena, Elimination Chamber. Both of them will be in the chamber.
Right.
Not just a regular match.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's his moneymaker right there. Because what if Gunther defends the title inside the Elimination Chamber?
Oh, shit.
Then you might see a 17-time world champion. That's a given. And yes, that could possibly strongly happen. And then he will let go of that belt in WrestleMania. And of course, I hate to say it, it could be against Logan Paul. And I know y'all motherfuckers be like, no, hell no.
Logan Paul do not
no,
deserve
no,
that.
no, 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 no.
No.
But he ended up winning the United States Championship. Logan Paul, to me, seems like Elon Musk in politics right now. Like, do you see all those businessmen out there in the inauguration? That's Logan Paul in WWE.
I think the U.S. title was a different story because it wasn't meant for Ray to hold that title for a long term. So let's put it
Mm,
around somebody that we know can hype it up until we find a suitable superstar to take it away from him. So Logan Paul was the perfect fit for that. You know,
okay.
so I agree with that, but he's not the perfect fit to hold that title until no, not even to get a title shot. I'm sorry.
At least not yet.
Mm.
I mean, we've seen him go up against Roman Reigns, and look what Roman Reigns did to him.
Logan Paul had one of his best matches against Roman Reigns.
Yeah, well,
And when you look at his work ethic, and I have to respect the guy, like,
I
dude,
give him
this
that.
guy, he got it.
He's got it. I
He
give him
got
that.
it. And he put a lot into it. And I hope that a lot comes out of it. So I think he has more to prove. And I think he has it. For a guy that it wasn't brought up to wrestling, but he does a lot of training on other things. And when he puts his mind into it, it's phenomenal. It really is.
I could see him more of an Intercontinental Champion on Raw than the World Heavyweight Champion. I
Okay.
think. I think. Yeah, he still has a lot to learn towards
But
the.
why not John Cena? He already fought Seth Rollins, right? Did he fight Seth Rollins?
Yeah, John Cena.
No, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul? Yeah, he fought Seth
Yes.
Rollins.
Right. And Roman Reigns. That
Mhm.
was your top two superstars in WWE. Why not John Cena? I mean,
hope.
shit, Austin Theory fought John Cena. But
Yeah,
then again, anybody that touches John Cena, their career is over. So,
I
yeah.
don't see.
Well, if that's the case,
Well,
then you know
not
what?
really.
Go for
Not
it.
really. Not
Except for
because.
Solo Sikoa.
Well, no, except for Bray Wyatt, because Bray Wyatt put John Cena to shame during that COVID.
I think that match had something special because of the fact that John Cena had to get out so he could go to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Thanks to yeah. Man, I missed that guy,
I
to be
just
honest with
don't
you.
see Logan Paul on the biggest stage going up against the biggest superstar right now who's going out the way on his own terms. I cannot see Logan Paul being that superstar to do it.
And you say, and that same superstar has on losing streak still.
Yeah.
2000 someday losing
Yeah.
streak.
He hasn't
Yeah.
won he hasn't won a match since Ovi was in the military. I mean, good lord.
Oh hell, there you go. You deserve to get a Smackdown right now. But hey, talk about Smackdown. Let's go ahead and move on over there because that show started with Rey Mysterio. And he claimed and he put it, let's put it this way. He said he's entering the Royal Rumble. Then Kevin Owens come out, apologizing the interruption. And now he may claim that he is the champion. And then Ray acknowledged that he wasn't a champion, that it was Cody Rhodes, and that ticked off Kevin Owens. Okay. And that scheduled the match for later on in the show. But hey, Owens escaped from a 619 afterwards and all that good stuff. And that's all she wrote. Kevin Owens, I feel sorry for the man. I really do.
He's delusional.
But he has a point. And that point is, and it's just like the NFL with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. When you barely touch the guy and you get penalties, so it could go in his favor. But Kevin Owens is the opposite. When he's so close, the referee always go against the other person. And the fact is, Kevin Owens should be. He should be the WWE champion. He pinned Cody Rhodes, but the referee was knocked out.
So he didn't pin him.
I understand. But
He had him on
you
the floor.
understand his frustration. I feel for him, right? Now the delusional part is still holding on the belt, which the belt, it really has no value. It's old school, right? It's old school. It's not used to defend the title, yet they're gonna use that belt and they're gonna take away those belts on Saturday because the general manager already said it. They're taking those two belts away from them so they can hang it for the Royal Rumble. It's gonna be above the ladder, right? And I'm like, damn, why that belt? Why? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's crazy. However, Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes, they're gonna meet up face to face this Saturday to sign the contract. Will they sign the contract this Saturday?
They better.
Yeah,
They're going to get Sweet Chin Music.
I mean, they
That's
already
right.
signed the
Shawn
contract.
Michaels is gonna be there. Yes.
They will sign the contract, and they will end up in a fight afterwards. A broken chair, broken table, whatever, something.
Okay.
Kevin Owens is like Justin Timberlake, man. It's Cry Me a River. Okay. How many times have numerous superstars should have won a match, but the referee was knocked out and it never happened? I mean, this is not the first time it's ever happened. It just happened with a heel. It's always happened to the babyface. It always happens with the babyface. Now, for once, the tables are turned, and he doesn't like it because Cody Rhodes was aggressive, hit him with a chair when the referee wasn't looking, had the 3 count when the referee was knocked out. You know what? It happens. Why can't the good guys be the bad guy once in a blue moon? And Cody Rhodes was just that. He was the bad guy for one match, and I kind of liked it. That excited me. That made me want to watch Cody Rhodes. Because
Really? That
wasn't
excited you that much, huh?
that wasn't a boring Cody Rhodes. That was not a boring Cody
That
Rhodes.
wasn't excited you that much.
It
You
was
wanted to keep watching.
I mean,
I
wanted,
got you.
wanted to dim the lights and everything and watch that over.
Yeah, I'm just watching your expression, how your eyes got bigger when you said, "I'll be watching."
Yeah. I'll be
All right.
watching you, yeah.
Heck, the suspect right now.
Very.
It is cold.
It is a storyline to watch, all
Mhm.
right, for sure. But hey, let's move on to Jimmy Uso and Carmelo Hayes. It was solid, but things went off the rails with interference from Jacob Fatu and Tamatonga. Okay, and then that led to Solo Sikoa made his entrance, and then he didn't say nothing. He walked away. Mic drop. Boop. I loved it. I loved it.
So
And
does that
then
mean he might be acknowledging?
he don't want to acknowledge.
I know.
He could have had a chance to do it,
So loser.
but he didn't. But
So
we're going to
loser.
see him on Monday. He has to show up on Monday. Something's brewing for Monday. I'm curious to see. Roman Reigns said January 27th. That's this Monday on Netflix. What is Paul Heyman going to have in store for Roman Reigns? What is it? A tribal ceremony?
It has to
I think
be.
so.
And if that, I'm just curious to see what would happen.
The Rock
Will
come out
all
strong.
the bloodlines show up and acknowledge Roman Reigns? Something has to backfire.
Yeah, unless the Solo's coming back and they're gonna rebrand them 3. I don't know.
I
They
think
won't
it
be
falls
called
on the Jacob
maybe
Fatu.
something else.
Look, Jacob Fatu already has a match versus Braun Strowman,
Yes.
right? And for him, again, we're getting ahead of ourselves because as soon as we end this segment, we're going to be talking about our prediction show for Saturday's night main event, right? But that's a match that's going to happen. So everything's escalating, and I feel like that's going to elevate Jacob Fatu for Monday. Okay. But for Solo Sikoa not to say anything, I'm worried about that guy, man. Like,
He used to
and
be
he just
quiet
showed up,
before.
and
He used to be quiet before.
okay.
Maybe now he's realizing his true role as Roman Reigns enforcer.
I just don't see him going back.
No, dude, how can you go back if you was a leader?
That's,
How you go backwards?
that's an embarrassment right there. You go back.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. I mean, unless Fatu turns on him, now maybe he can associate himself with Roman to the
Jacob
point where
Fatu
they
could
gotta
have
get rid
said
of
something
Fatu.
about that, but he didn't. And his Furious promo, he stole the spotlight.
Yeah, he
He
did.
stole the spotlight, man. He was like straight up. You don't have to like me. I don't care.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he set the standard. He set his own path right there until LA Knight came out, and then that was a wrap.
Yeah, LA Knight don't know what he got himself into.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
he's
Um,
going.
and then Braun Strowman comes out of nowhere, and then that's what we got that matchup for Saturday night's main event. Uh, more on that was the tag team with Motor City Machine Guns defeating Los Garzas, and all of a sudden now DIY is trying to implement what's that tag team? The Flamers. What are they called? Pretty
Uh,
Deadly.
pretty deadly.
Yeah,
Yeah, Pretty Deadly. Now they got a match. Who they matching up? Motor City. Motor City
I think
for
they
the
are.
number one contender. Yeah, I mean, they're using abusing, and then Apollo Cruz, excuse me, Apollo Cruz trying to chime in, and you got smashed by Johnny Gargano.
Yeah,
Damn, Apollo Cruz just getting it the
What's
wrong
his
way though.
What's his purpose?
Who Apollo Cruz?
Yeah,
He's trying to speaking it real, and it's
no, he's definitely
backfiring
not
him.
speaking it real. Definitely not.
I don't know if they
Definitely
know
not.
what they want to do with him. They really don't have nothing for that boy. No storyline, no gimmick, no character.
No,
I mean, he's gone through character change after character change. You just
I
don't
know.
know
I thought he was a leader of African tribe or some shit like that.
at one
something
point he
like.
might have been.
You remember?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was going somewhere until
Yeah.
not.
yeah,
Nowhere fast.
nowhere because he's still yelling his name Apollo. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. One more thing before we move on. Um, the WWE recognized a tribute to Bob Uecker, who was a touching moment, a true legend, not only in the WWE but actually for the whole entire sport of baseball, Major League
Mhm.
Baseball. He was a former Brewers player, and then he ended up being a commentator. And I will always remember him with the movie Major Leagues, and it's a loss. It really is. And if you watch those TikTok videos or Snapchat videos, you hear his voices making comments about these sports plays and stuff like that. So it was a big loss, especially in MLB. One of the other true legends that are behind the mic. So it seems like we're losing a lot of legends as of late. Um,
He
Well,
is a World Series champion too
was he a World Series champion?
with the St. Louis Cardinals in 1964. Yes,
Oh, Bob Gibson was in that team, right? The
I
pitcher,
think Bob
right?
Gibson was on that team. Yeah,
Yeah, man, I didn't even know that. Damn.
yeah.
But dude, he was always good with words, always good,
Oh,
and he was inducted
it's
into
funny.
the WWE Hall of Fame, and of course, he always the jokester that he is. So yeah, exactly. And then the main event after that was Kevin Owens versus Rey Mysterio. Owens got the win, but the post match brawl happened with Cody Rhodes that stole the show, and that was to prevent Kevin Owens to power drive Rey Mysterio. Um, and then that kind of like forced everything to where they have to sign a contract with HBK. So that's what happened there. Anyhow, before we wrap up on that segment, a big shout out to Tiffany Stratton, who retained her women's championship against Bailey, and she's proving that she is the real deal. And other than that, that's just one defense. That was her first defense, right? So, she's doing good things, but I'm just curious to see who else is going to step up to Tiffy. And again, I think Charlotte Flair should be making her appearance and go face to face with Tiffany Stratton. I think now
That
Should
might
that
be.
happen, I am not going to be a big fan of Charlotte Flair winning.
Yeah, especially right off the bat.
I hope not. I mean, I their styles go pretty good together though on how they wrestle. Watch.
Yeah, but I don't want. I think Tiffy should still be champion. Just because Charlotte Flair came back, no, I'm sorry. And then Charlotte Flair lost to Rhea Ripley, so she lost the belt fair and square. It's not like she had to relinquish the belt. She was done and over with. And then she's injury prone too. So how reliable is Charlotte Flair?
Not so reliable.
Think they're just trying to rush her, like to get her up to par with her dad as far as titles. I don't like it though.
I don't like it either. I'd rather have John Cena break it than her. But
Hmm.
it is what it is. Yeah. But anyways, let's talk about our takeaway here. And then we have our prediction. The takeaway was the New Day. The New Day was one of the most successful and entertaining factions in WWE history. The group formed in 2014 consists of Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods. Known for their charisma, humor, and exceptional in-ring skills, they achieved remarkable success both as a team and individually. Now, they all supported one another, especially the moment where Kofi Kingston became the WWE champion. And that win really sparked a lot, okay, and affected a lot of African communities. And I tell you what, there was no other faction that I could say that's truly supported one of their own people to win that championship, because there's always others that were jealous and then stab each other in the back. Not that group, right? Now, initially in their debut was a preacher-like gimmick, but it didn't resonate with fans, and the group quickly turned heel, embracing the fun, sarcastic. You remember that time they used to call them New Day Sucks, right?
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, things changed around. And then they had the booty, was it the bootios?
The
The
Bootios.
cereal, right? The
Yes, the
bootios,
Bootios.
or throwing the pancakes in everywhere and everything. Everybody's having a good time. And it was all about positivity. The New Day won multiple WWE Tag Team Championships and holds the record for the longest reign, or at least they did at the time. That was 483 days. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Usos break that record?
Yes.
Right? We talked about the Kofi Mania, WrestleMania 35. Big E won the WWE Championship in 2021 after winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Xavier Woods was the King of the Ring tournament winner in 2021. Known for their quirky humor and engaging personality, the New Day made appearances beyond wrestling. Oh, and don't forget the unicorn horns, which The Rock made fun of. Pretty awesome. All right. But what changed? What exactly has changed? Why were they beefing one another? And why did they blame Big E for all that to happen? Now the floor is yours.
Someone always has to be a scapegoat. Number one. So in this case, they're gonna blame Big E because he's the one that hasn't been around. When you look at where their downfall started, pretty much, probably a little bit after Big E got injured and was gone. So they're feeling, okay, well, he's gone. We're not doing well now. We're gonna blame Big E. That, hey, it's your fault. It's your fault we're not doing this. It's your fault we're not doing that. When things are good, remember everybody's happy, happy, go lucky. When things are bad, there's always a finger to be pointed. So, you know, kind of gotta take it that way.
Okay.
I it's just to me, New Day was not thriving anymore. They were not being successful anymore, and so they wanted to put the blame somewhere else instead of taking their own responsibility for their own actions. Okay,
Mm.
it's almost like us three doing this show, but if Frank is not on it and Ovi and I are not clicking, we're gonna try to put the blame on Frank because he's not here to make the team effort like we had before. You see, instead of us taking the responsibility for us not doing what our part to make this show thrive without him,
Mhm.
we're gonna blame Frank because he's not on the show. That's what they did with Big E. They put the blame on him. They try to make all these excuses. Oh, well, there's been other people who's been hurt but still been around. Okay, every situation is different. Okay, you can't put his situation close with everybody else because honestly, he had almost a life-threatening injury, which was an accident, but it happened. You can't take that lightly. Okay, and so you have an injury like that. Biggie has to do for himself. He has to figure out what is next for him. Where is he making his money? Where's his breadwinner at? Where's his finances coming from? It ain't just sitting back on the couch watching TV, He's got to do something. He can't be around the ring because he could have accidentally got hurt again. I think he did the right thing and stood back and
Mhm.
let them do things on their own. If you can't thrive together as a tag team, don't put the blame on me because we did it together. Because when you won the tag team titles, only two people can hold those titles, not three. Okay. And so, and I think Kofi allowed Xavier to influence him that way, to turn the other cheek. Because I don't think Xavier was happy. So he tried to put the blame somewhere else.
Karen Cross had a lot to do with this because he's the one that was feeding that information to Xavier Woods. For real. But it backfired for Karen Cross because him and Kofi are still together, but Biggie is out. So, but dealing with change and internal conflicts, I'm glad that you guys at least recognize that because the New Day's recent heel turn, driven by internal struggles, mirrors how even close groups or relationships can face conflict when priority shifts or when past grievances resurfaces. In this case, man, they want to point fingers at one person, and it's probably not the right way to do it. But ain't that what's going on in our country today? Isn't that what's going on around the world? No one's ever satisfied. We're living in a life now where there's a lot of negativity around us. But when can we sit back and relax and just really think? Can we self-reflect on one another? Or now, excuse me, can you self-reflect yourselves, look at yourself, improve in yourself, and then interact with others in a positive way? Conflicts are a natural part of life. They're an ongoing story that can highlight the importance of communication, forgiveness, or accountability in resolving differences. But can we resolve differences? Can we be positive? Can we get back to the way of life, to where we're supposed to? It seems like every day we're losing. And I think the new day is a symbol of what's going around us on a daily basis. Speaking it real. Right, that Frank.
You asked you asked that question, and yes, we can, but what gets in everybody's way is their ego, you know. And I think that's what the New Day is doing here between Xavier and Kofi. They're protecting their ego, I should say, in this situation by blaming others. They feel more empowered, through social comparison, when it comes to that. So their egos just, and that's what's wrong with this country of ours. That people's egos just get in their own way, So it's what's so difficult for us to get along and resolve conflicts and differences and to get along. And it's
The
we
problem
go on
is
and on about this.
the problem is that they're fixing their own agendas and not worrying about anybody else's but their stuff. When that starts to happen, I don't care whether you're a tag team wrestler, whether you're a married couple, whether you're the president of the United States, form of government, is gonna fail because you always got to do for both and for all than just yourself. Think about it.
Yeah,
I mean, if
that
you
causes a lot of.
if you look at it in as a marriage perspective,
Oh, you in marriage now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a husband and wife
Oh,
perspective, a couple, whatever. It takes both to reach the end of the mountain. You're not going to get there by yourself.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because I keep preaching that a lot, especially on our youths, is that they're growing up and we're teaching them teamwork, right? And I go, in life, you're not going to get around by yourself.
You
You
get
always need
Not,
somebody.
right.
not meant
You're
to do life by ourselves.
huh?
We're not meant to do life on our own.
Right.
We
Right.
we need people in our lives to help us. And
As
that's what happens when you start blaming other people. We damage relationships and create conflict.
Mhm. You could get so far by yourself, but right after that, that other person needs to come along because you're going to make it to a certain point,
Right.
but you're not going to go further.
And that's
For
real
the new
talk right
day,
there.
yeah, and for the new day, just like in life, it's gonna have long-term consequences. For the new day, their consequences, they're not gonna probably see another tag team title around their waist until they change their attitude. They may go after the goal, but they ain't gonna win the goal,
No.
you know.
Right.
But long-term consequences in a personal life with personality, it's damaging, and that's the same thing with marriage or any kind of relationship,
Hmm.
you know.
Look, this is part of the triumph and challenges that the New Day are facing. And what they're symbolizing is our daily lives. And whether it's about overcoming adversity, handling conflict, or staying united in a divisive world that we're living in, the storylines hold lessons for perseverance, hope, and growth. And I hope that these guys could persevere and find themselves so that way they could get back into the locker because then they're not accepted in the locker room right now. So there's a lot of hate there. But hey, speaking about locker rooms and hate and everything else, let's go ahead and move on because there's some lot of hate words between people, right? Gunther has a lot of words to say to Jay Uso, and Jay Uso says, "Oh yeah, you right, but I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win that championship." And we're gonna start off with our prediction here before we close out. Saturday's night's main event that's happening this Saturday. Who wins this weekend? Gunther versus Jay Uso. Hector, start with you.
Gunther.
Frank,
Do you really got to ask me? Are you not looking at me? Yeet.
yeet. You're yeet wrong because Gunther's going to win this match. All right, moving on. We have the Intercontinental Championship between Braun Breaker and Sheamus.
Mm. I think Bronx Breaker's going to keep it.
It's fight night, baby. He's gonna win that title and crown himself as the new Intercontinental Champion.
Just because Gunther's going to keep his, I'm going to go for Sheamus. There's a reason why it's on Saturday night. Let's go ahead and watch Sheamus win this title. And I wouldn't mind if Braun Breaker comes back and wins it again, become a three-time Intercontinental Championship. But I think there's more to the story with Braun Breaker. And I think there's a big surprise happening for his future opponent. So we'll see on that. Okay. Especially we're on the road to the Royal Rumble. And of course, we're getting set for WrestleMania. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody used to be under Paul Heyman might show up. We'll see. And it's in San Antonio. And we got a contract signing between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. There's no prediction there. And no, they're just gonna sign it. It's cool. But I'm just gonna I'm gonna ask you guys this: will Shawn Michael go ahead and kick someone on Saturday?
Yes.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be Cody Rhodes.
Oh, you serious?
Oh, dude, get the hell out of here.
It's it's going to be
It
by
would
accident,
not
but
be
he's going
Cody
to kick him.
Rhodes. He's not going
Going
to
to
kick
kick
Cody
Cody in the
Rhodes.
throat. He's going to
No.
All right.
right
Two
there.
more matches that was established within this week. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax for the world title. I got Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Mommy's back on top.
Yes, sir. And Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. I got Jacob Fatu.
I got Jacob.
There you go, baby. The werewolf.
Man.
The
And
werewolf.
that's why I tell you, if Jacob Fatu wins this match, that will elevate him. And we could probably see a match between him and Roman Reigns. That'll be pretty fascinating to see that match. I'm gonna like that.
Haven't they wrestled already once before?
No. They fought in a
They
brawl.
fought. Okay, that's right. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
they
yes, yes,
brawled, as a group, but
yes.
never a one-on-one official one-on-one singles competition. But hey, that wraps up our show. I'm loving it. I want to thank you guys once again because we're 2 weeks in a row. We're family now, man. I'm liking this. I hope that we continue that success.
Yeah.
What do you say, Frank?
I hope so.
Oh yeah.
There's no adversity,
No.
no blaming.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
I don't blame. The only blame I have is that we moved the show to Thursdays, and that made it difficult. But
Well, that might change in an upcoming week. So let's we'll talk about that later.
we'll talk about
and
that
make
later.
that announcement.
I got stuff going on right now. That right now Thursday's planning out.
Yeah.
It's the 3 Fs, okay? It's Frank's freezing Florida. That's all. It's the 3 Fs.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's 50 degrees out here. I'm cold.
Yeah.
Coño.
It's 53.
That's it for this week's. Don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook, YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and also our website, hhwshow.com. I'm Obi-Wan with Frank and Hector. Thank you for tuning in. Until next week, God love some wrestling.
Yeet.
No yeet.